They are going crazy already.
They're into all the stuff.
Oh, man.
Look at all the crap behind us. Christmas.
That's what cats do.
Lucy, you can't see her, but she's on top of the suitcase
Their
over
favorite
there.
playground.
I'm going for it.
Oh,
So
Lucy.
It's 10 a.m. and it's a work day, and I've got
That's that Christmas
my
spirit
whiskey.
you were talking about.
That's right.
absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm full of the fucking Christmas spirit.
Hello and welcome back to RTFB. This is Travis, and today Chris, Danielle, and I are presenting our holiday episode. Although this year we have to break with tradition. Yes, I'm sorry to say, gentle listener, that Hallmark, Lifetime, Netflix, all of them have fallen short, as all of them, as far as any of us could tell, have failed to produce a Christmas movie that was based on a book. I can only assume that the AI has finally become powerful enough that they don't even need that flimsy pretext of a book adaptation anymore. Or I guess it could be my research skills that are lacking, but I guess we can't say for sure. But either way, this year we're doing the Christmas adaptation, A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens. Which version of the movie should I watch, you might be asking? And I'll tell you, I don't know. Whichever one you want, there are only 1,000 of them. So just pick your favorite and give it a rewatch. Or, if you've never watched one, then Muppets Christmas Carol. Anyway, once you're ready, let's get back into my conversation with the Chris's and Danielle already in progress.
Oh my gosh.
Maybe
I'm
now it's not the
cool.
best
Yeah,
time.
it's not. It's kind of not a great time.
But next year
yeah,
will
right.
be.
I don't think they want us there right now.
Israel does. Israel would love to have you. They need people to come spend money, keep the economy going while half the men are away at war.
While we're having wars.
So
Yeah,
it's
it'll be
just
fine.
the other.
Let's just hope we don't
people's-
have one of those next year. I feel like everyone's getting ready to be in a war.
Oh boy.
We're all just like heading that way.
Merry
That's all we-
Christmas,
all we know
everybody.
how to do.
Merry
Yeah.
Hope not.
Speaking of Christmas.
Uh,
Speaking of Christmas, fucking Hallmark failed us this year.
they did.
They did.
They're like
What a letdown.
cowards.
Yeah.
Cowards, all of them. Not choosing at least one book
Yeah.
to make into a movie.
And let me
Yes,
tell you,
yeah.
their plots aren't it. Like, they should go back to using a book.
They gotta do it.
Because they aren't it.
Well,
I really liked that.
Richard Paul Evans
Holiday one, though.
surely has 100 more books that they could have done.
The Holiday Hotline
Surely.
guys would have been an amazing book to read, because we all would have been like, what the fuck are they doing? It was supposed to be present day, but I swear it seemed like it was like in the past.
It was like You've Got Mail, but it was like, what, a hotline that people could call if they didn't know how to cook a turkey or something?
Right. It was like to talk about like cooking. And you wouldn't believe all the people working this hotline and how all these people calling. I'm like, do they not have the internet?
I know.
Why
don't
are
we
you
just
calling
never-
someone?
Don't we just
Never
Google
seen
that
YouTube
shit?
before.
Yeah.
What the fuck is the internet?
It was very cheesy, but I was like, okay, this would have been, I said, too bad this one wasn't a book. I would have liked that one to be a book.
Yeah.
Yeah, I came in halfway through that, and it was confusing because the lady was British,
She was, but she was pretending not to be British.
but on the phone line she had an American accent.
because nobody wanted to take Thanksgiving cooking advice from somebody with a British accent.
No, okay, well,
What?
that's where they're
Okay.
wrong.
That was what they said.
Yeah, that's where they're 100%
Wrong.
Everyone would love that.
Yes.
Especially a British lady. Like, have they seen British Baking Challenge or whatever?
That
Champion?
didn't
Yeah,
exist
I
yet.
don't know. But she was pretending to be not British, and then she was talking to a guy that used his full name instead of like his friend's nickname, and talking to him on this hotline. But then also she was talking to him in real life, but they didn't know it because
Oh.
they weren't the same on the phone,
was-
I guess.
It was
Mm.
You've Got Mail,
But it was like
but shitty.
all calling this stupid hotline. Like, I'm going to call it. Like, if you work 12 to 8, 12 to 8. This was the shift these people were working.
Yeah.
12 to 8. Like, I'm going to call you during this shift. And it's like, there's like 17 to 25 people in this room taking these calls. And I'm like, who is calling that you need this many
No.
people?
I would have taken it a different direction. He'd called a couple of times, and then it would have gotten dirty. Called him like, so what are you wearing?
They were just talking about turkeys and stuff and how to make turkeys. And he was trying to like make it like his late wife used to do it, I guess.
That's a down.
Yeah, and he wanted to make it special for the kid. I can't remember if it was a girl or a boy. I don't even remember anymore. Was it a girl?
Yep.
Got to make this turkey right. And, like, luckily she was, like, a chef that escaped England where she was working with, like, her boyfriend. And he, like, broke up with her. So she left and came to America because that's so easy to do. And, like, lived here just for a little while. She's like, I don't want to cook. It's just too raw, but I'll give advice on this hotline. It was just like, if you guys see this on Hallmark, you gotta watch it. Holiday Hotline, please.
Not after escaping England.
Fantastic.
I watched the whole thing and I'm like, this one I didn't hate, but also it was really dumb. But I didn't hate it.
So, hey, Danielle.
Yeah.
If a ghost shows up on Christmas Eve and takes you to Christmas past,
Yeah.
what's the happiest Christmas they're going to show you before you became bitter?
Happiest Christmas before?
Yes.
I would not say I'm even bitter. It would be I'm still so happy. Last year.
Oh.
It would show me last year because I'm still so happy.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't fucking know. No ghosts are going to come. I don't believe in them. So they're not going to mess with me.
That's why they'll show up. Because you don't believe in them.
I don't believe in you ghosts.
Let's say your longtime business partner who's super dead,
Oh, man.
like, showed up.
So dead.
Yeah,
It's like, could not be more dead.
Yeah.
Where was
Shame to his greed.
The question is-
grievances.
Just the happiest Christmas.
Yeah, I don't know. Probably when I was a kid. I cannot remember. They were all the same.
Fair.
They were all the same. Like, what? I was a kid.
Fair.
We always went to the same places
Yeah.
and did the same stuff.
Yeah.
Nothing was ever different.
Okay. Well, see, I was going to say the first Christmas we had in our house with both of our kids, like,
Aww.
but I guess just whatever, like, any Christmas is fine.
My kid Christmas. When I was a kid.
Both
And
of the
I
kids
used to
and
get
all of the
VHS
cats.
tapes as presents.
Yes.
Yep.
Homeward Bound, The Incredible Journey. That was one of my gifts.
What?
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh man.
Bringing it back.
What about you,
Oh,
Chris? If the ghost of Christmas / Hanukkah of the past.
4.
Yeah?
In college, that was literally a few days before I went to Egypt.
Oh.
That's when my uncle and his last wife were still together.
Yeah.
And they were hosting Christmases by then, so we were at their house, which was nice.
Yeah.
Give Grandma a break. And the seating was made it nice and cozy. And Lori used to make this really awesome spinach artichoke dip that we just gorge ourselves on.
Ooh.
Nice.
And we get a nice dinner. And that's also when I got the Star Wars trilogy on DVD after it had just come out.
Oh my god.
On DVD. And
Yes.
it's got
With
a
the
bunch
rotoscoped
of
lightsabers and everything?
yeah.
Nice.
And it just got a bunch of like cool stuff, but it just felt really cozy and warm and
Yeah.
happy. And like, so I was excited about my trip that was coming up, so.
Yeah. That is very nice.
Yep.
Yes.
What about you, other Chris?
Probably, I would say for me, probably, I think it was maybe 1993.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So,
Oddly specific.
So like 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
10.
That was a good year.
Not quite 10.
Yeah. Not quite 10. But Secret of Mana.
Oh, shit.
That was you know, that was the one that stands out to me.
Yeah.
As like, this was a good time.
Yeah. What a great game, too.
What a great game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They need more of
Still.
these, like, action RPGs you can play with your friends on the couch.
Yeah, exactly.
Because that was so cool.
Yeah.
We never had a third to be the girl, though.
And also like, you know, fly around on a dragon.
Yeah.
That's pretty fucking sweet.
It was awesome with the Mode 7 graphics and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very nice. Cool. Well, also, has anyone here read any Charles Dickens before?
No.
No, this is the only one I've ever read.
Will it be the only one you read after this?
I feel like it shouldn't be the only one you ever read, although if you're going to read one...
He's got many
sense.
famous books, but
Yeah.
they're also
Not all of
pretty
them are quite as
Victorian.
easy to read, though.
Yeah.
I don't think. No, this is the first time I've ever actually read Charles Dickens, although I've always been a fan of his hard cider. His hard cider, hun. A hard Dickens cider. Hun.
What am I supposed to be doing? Is this something that's dirty?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
It is.
I'm ignoring it.
Okay, fair enough. So let's talk about Mr. Dickens. So he was born in 1812 in Portsmouth, England, and then he died in 1870. So not quite 60.
That's old for that time.
Yeah, pretty old, I guess. And it was weird that he had this large blue nose and was friends with a rat with a New York accent, but
Yeah.
in my research I found out about that. So
Yeah.
Okay.
he was the second of 8 children, and was described as a not overly particularly taken care of boy. Spent a lot of time reading things like the Arabian Nights and Robinson Crusoe as a kid. Which I guess if you've got 8 other kids in the house.
Yeah, man, 8 kids? Like, his mom lived a long time, too. She should have died during one of those childbirths in that time. That's a lot of kids.
Yeah.
Good job. Yeah. She did an excellent job.
She
Way to survive.
Yeah.
She gets full marks. 5 out of 5.
Wow. I am impressed. Made it that far with that many kids.
He had to leave school when he was only 12, so he could go work in a boot factory because his dad was in debtor's prison.
Oh,
Jesus.
So 10-hour days, like
deadbeat dads.
Just laying some breadcrumbs
here. Back to the 1800s and beyond.
Yeah. Charles Dickens writes for therapy, is what you're saying.
Lived experiences, like David Copperfield comes to mind, and then this in particular, yeah.
This is how Charles Dickens deals with his emotions.
He's just like Richard Paul Evans, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Just put it in the page.
Yeah.
So he was a pioneer of the serial publication. So, every month or so, a different chapter would come out of one of his books. Mm-hmm. And thus, he's also the pioneer of the cliffhanger ending. Because you gotta make sure people buy the next one.
Yeah.
So, I was surprised Sam Jackson didn't show up at the end of this to be like, Scrooge, I want to talk to you about an initiative.
Give the little post-credits stinger,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And the publishing of the Pickwick Papers was marked as like a transition from, quote, literature to entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
So, they also talked about since he published periodically, he'd get feedback from people being like, I didn't like how you wrote that guy. He's like, well, I'll change it then.
Yeah.
Next time I'll do something else. So, he's a pioneer of the focus group also, and therefore one of history's greatest villains.
I'd have been like, fuck you, I'll write how I want.
Yeah. Yeah, you like shitty characters.
You
sorry.
write your own book.
Yeah. I'm sorry you didn't like it. Write your own book. I'm surprised you can even read, you idiots.
For real. Back in the day.
Yes. I know. One thing I pulled out of the Wikipedia page is that he made a couple of trips to the United States, including once in 1842.
Yep.
And because he wanted to see the American prairie, he even made a stop in St. Louis.
Hey!
Yeah.
I hope he had some St. Louis style pizza. That was surely around back then. Right? Did he stop by Emo's?
It's just toasted rabs. That's like
God, I hope they really cooked him up with the real experience back in 1840.
He was known to write about the square beyond compare.
Some gooey butter cake, too.
I mean, Emo's is pretty old. Maybe it was around back then.
Well, wait, when was the World's Fair?
1904.
Okay, so he didn't have a waffle cone while he was there. So. No. Anyway.
I don't think there was Italians in America yet in 1842 like that.
At least
enough to make pizza spread.
Damn, they were missing out. You could have had it.
Yeah.
Plus, I don't think pizza had been invented yet because the first pizza was the Margherita, and that was made for when the Queen of Italy visited Naples, and Italy didn't exist yet in 1842.
Damn.
It was not a unified country until I think 1861.
Something I always forget is like Europe was different.
Yep.
At different times.
Europe.
Yes.
I bet he didn't even see the arch either.
No, probably not.
He did not go up in the arch. I don't think.
What was the point of coming?
He might have ridden on a riverboat.
Business.
Did he beat Daniel Boone? Was that back then?
He might have gone to Daniel Boone's house.
Yeah, so I think Daniel Boone was dead by then, but I could be wrong.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Maybe
he died at the Alamo,
Christmas
or is that someone else? That's David Bowie I'm thinking of.
Yeah, whatever.
Same difference. They're like the same, whatever.
He could have gone to the Mercantile Library, though. That existed.
Yeah.
And Old St. Charles.
Yes.
Yeah. They could have seen all the rivers that smell like shit. So
they might not have smelled.
They didn't smell like shit back then.
They didn't?
It was the streets that did.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, they might have smelled more like shit.
I mean, there may have been some literal shit around St. Louis Park, but the waters were all natural the rest of the way, so they weren't as polluted yet.
Man, I wish he would have brought his camera so we could see what he saw back then.
Post it on his Insta.
Yeah, put it on the Insta.
Yeah.
Make a TikTok.
Right.
Charles Dickens doing like a TikTok dance in front of the Missouri River.
Yes.
All right. Well,
that would have been lit. That would have been bussin'.
Now I have an idea for my new AI Twitter.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Charles Dickens visiting America.
Yeah.
Yep. Nice.
Anyway, sorry, we can move on from this.
Yes.
That's all I got.
Yeah. So other notable works: David Copperfield, Tale of Two Cities, which everyone knows the first line of.
What is the first line?
Girl. Tale of Two Cities. Is the best of times, is the worst.
Oh, that's
worst
from
of
that?
times.
Okay. I never read the Tale of Two Cities.
Great Expectations. Oliver Twist, which I only know via Disney Dog cartoon movie.
Oh no, I watched one in elementary school that had like people in it, and it was like dark.
Oh,
yeah. I think I was in 4th grade. I'm like, what are we watching this for?
Oliver.
Is that the one where I was like, more?
Like somebody
Oliver
died,
Twist.
right? And they showed like the person getting like hit and like pulled out, like he died.
Whoa.
Yeah.
It was pretty dark
That's
for
hardcore.
my little elementary school self.
Well. And of course, he also wrote A Christmas Carol.
Right.
So this book was written in 1843, so like right after he got back from the West.
From America.
Yeah. They say it was published on December 19th, and the first edition is sold out by Christmas Eve.
Ah.
Well, of course it would be. It's a Christmas Carol. They gotta have something to read for their Christmas.
Here's the thing that we'll talk about it a little bit more, but it was like very influential in people adopting Christmas as a holiday in general.
Oh.
Yeah.
At least as we understand it now. Like, I think Chris Ham talked about us before in one of our time travel Christmases that like people in the past didn't really give that much of a shit.
No.
Nope.
Like they maybe went to church.
Right.
But Christmas Carol
parties.
was influential along with like Queen Victoria.
Yeah.
In talking about how it could be like a personal and family celebration.
Right.
It's not just about going to church. It's about like being nice to your fellow man and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So, they had already gone through 13 editions of it by the end of 1844. And it has never been out of print. Almost 200 years.
So do they make updates when they release new editions?
Sometimes. Like they put different illustrations. They bind it differently. Like this one.
I want to look at it.
Look at it.
It's fancy as fuck.
It's so fancy.
It's got gold pages.
Man, the version of the version that I got on Google Books, was like full of annoying edit marks. Like whoever, whoever was reading it was very critical of the writing.
Oh no!
Like, man, like let it go.
Yeah.
Like, I don't need you crossing out words and like shortening sentences and stuff. Like, what the fuck?
Once again, I'm surprised you can even read, you idiots. Like,
don't
like, you edit Charles Dickens?
I know writing better than Charles Dickens.
These illustrations are
like
terrifying.
Kind of
the illustrations in this version were very old style.
They're scary.
A bit scary. Kind of like woodblock prints almost.
Ugh.
Well, I mean, I think they were actually.
Yeah, it probably would have been. Yeah.
The foreword in the version that I read was talking about the art that they put in there, and like, like there were woodcuts, and in the early editions of the book, they were actually hand colored.
Oh, geez.
So
that's hard work.
That is hard work.
And they talked about how Charles Dickens was kind of disappointed in the amount of money he made from it because it was so expensive to produce the book.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's kind of awesome.
Like, oh, you were going to get £1,000 from the first run, you thought, but no, you only got like 200.
Yeah, and he's like, everyone's a Scrooge.
Coloring books that people have to do.
And so he never in any of his books afterwards did any color illustration.
Wise.
Smart.
Yeah.
They talked about how he started publicly reading like a shortened version of this each year. And performed it something like 127 times.
Oh, wow.
Before he died. And when the last time he did it, he died the next year. So.
Wow.
So yes. It had been adapted to the stage as early as 1844. People were already putting on plays version of it.
Wow.
They say the earliest film version was 1901, which was a silent black and white movie called Scrooge or Marley's Ghost.
Huh.
And it was also a radio play in 1923.
Oh.
So yes. Clearly his most adapted work.
Right.
Yeah.
As I'm sure we'll discuss. So we talked about this a little bit already, but it was influential in shifting the idea of Christmas from church-centric to something you do with your friends and family.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it even popularized the greeting of Merry Christmas to one another as something you just say, shorthand for hope everything's cool and it's Christmas. Yes, and a lot of things from the book became shorthand for describing people like a Scrooge. Or Scrooge McDuck. You can call someone a Scrooge and we know what they mean.
Yeah.
Or even saying bah humbug.
Or good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Which I meant to look this up, but as far as things being a humbug, what the hell? What is that?
So,
is that a thing?
A humbug is actually it's also a candy.
Oh.
Like a hard candy. But I think that it's I don't know, bullshit, basically.
He called Christmas a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah, fuck your bullshit. That's bah humbug. It's fucking humbug. Christmas.
Yeah.
Fuck your Christmas.
You and your baby in a manger.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
But I think the idea is that a humbug is kind of I don't know, like a trifle. It's nothing.
Oh, okay. I get that. So, Danielle, you didn't read it.
Nope.
Chris, did you read through it?
I did.
What were your impressions?
I mean, I really enjoyed the writing, actually.
Yeah.
Like Charles Dickens as a narrator. I kind of enjoyed his voice and his... you definitely get the impression sometimes that he's getting paid by the word. And so he'll find a way to say a lot about nothing, and it's kind of great, actually.
Yeah.
I'm I enjoyed his little sort of literary diversions talking about well, I use this phrase, but I don't want to offend anybody, and
right.
I'm only using it in the way that people are using it now, and I don't want you to get confused about it, but I'm just saying it because this, and he'll write an entire paragraph about why he chose the words he chose or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it is just, I don't know, I enjoy that voice, sort of, that sort of yeah, he'll get lost in little, literary dalliances,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did like the way he would, like you're saying, not only take little asides, but let his narrator be kind of emotionally ecstatic.
Yeah.
From time to time, oh man, you wouldn't believe all the food they fucking had. There was a pig.
Yeah.
There were chestnuts and shit. It was great.
Yeah.
It was very
awesome.
Conversational that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. What say you, Chris?
Well, I mean, it was good to read it again. I had to read it in high school.
Yeah.
Once in freshman English, and it was really enjoyable then. So I had a good time rereading it, discovering, I still like it. I always thought it was great to actually, any book, to get just more insights into characters a bit than I knew from, the movies.
Yeah.
And just the kind of the cultural glimpse of everything, too.
Right.
But that's me. I always like that stuff, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it's good. It's probably the only, like I said, it's probably the only Dickens I'll ever read. I did try to read A Tale of Two Cities before, and I just couldn't.
Yeah.
Couldn't do it. The language is a little too archaic for me. But here, at least, it was all pretty enjoyable. Yeah. So it made all the reading easier.
Well, I didn't read it, but our son did. Levi had to read it for honors language and then had to write something about it.
He read the play version, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You should have him on here. He could tell you about it.
Maybe I will.
Yeah, I should have.
Go get him from school.
Levi, go get him from school. He needs to be on the podcast. Tell you about this book.
Well,
I bet he would be fucking thrilled by that.
Right.
He's been on before. He talked about Dune.
Yeah.
Because he had watched that movie with us. He was like, it was dumb.
I also thought.
He's like, where was Zendaya?
That's all we wanted.
She's not in the first half. She's in the second.
Yes. So, yeah, I'd never read this before. I had seen probably a play or two, like at the Fox when we were growing up. And I remember it scared the shit out of me as a play. As a kid. And, yeah, I was surprised how unstuffy and formal it was.
Right.
And, I don't know, maybe it's just because of the age I read it at, but something I had never really picked up before in the whole Christmas Carol story is just the idea of, like, why Scrooge is such a shithead.
Yeah.
Like, because you're used to him being like, oh, he just loves money and is mean.
No, there's more to it.
Thinking about, like, but why? Like, why is he so withdrawn from society and people?
Yeah.
Why is he so focused on just, like, his business?
He's probably autistic.
Because, like, the only thing he's got left, like, he was, like, abandoned basically as a child in a boarding school.
Yep.
I don't remember if they said this in the play, but, like, his sister is dead. His nephew's the only one left, and so he doesn't want to hang out with him because
he killed his sister.
He's reminded of his dead sister, who's like the only one he used to have any sort of emotion for. Like,
His wedding didn't work out.
His marriage didn't work out because he was too focused on business and making life better for himself. So, and you know, we went also this weekend and saw a play version locally, which, I don't know, they really played up the aspect of, like, having, like, live music in the play.
Yeah, it was a musical somehow.
And so the part where they had, like, Fezziwig's party and everyone was getting together and playing music and having fun, I was like, oh shit, I get it. Like, the point is, like, reuniting with, like, friends and humans and people.
Yeah.
And, like, that's the real reclamation he's having. Not, like, you should pay money to charity. Like, that's all well and good, but...
Right.
So, yeah, like, understanding it on a new level now, I thought was really very impactful.
It's Scrooge going to therapy.
Yeah,
basically.
Is basically what's happening. like,
why are you so fucked up? Let's go see.
Yeah,
let's address it.
Why are you such an unhappy person? What is it that drove you to become the person that you are? And let's talk about it and deal with it.
Yeah, exactly.
And then realize maybe there's a better way you can be.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and, like, the fact that he had basically already decided he was going to change after the first ghost, and was, like, shocked that he still ended up with the last one. Like, I don't know. Like, ironically, because the book was so influential in having people adopt, like, Christmas traditions, I feel like it's also done a disservice if, like, the takeaway you have is, like, you should celebrate Christmas.
Right.
Like, all the Hallmark movies that we see and have talked about before, where they're like, you don't just understand what it's like to have Christmas anymore. Like, let's go to a gazebo and light a Christmas tree. Like,
that's what you gotta do.
Like, no.
Let's walk around with our lattes.
Yeah. The thing you gotta do is, like, be close to other humans.
Yeah.
And,
right.
And, like, be nice to people.
Right.
Like, it can be cool to hang out with people.
Yeah.
What a thought. Yeah. Anyway.
Human interaction.
So I do have, like, some general notes about the book for anyone who didn't read it, but like you were saying, he certainly went out of his way to make sure we knew that Marley was dead. You gotta understand, this guy was really dead. Him coming back a ghost is not cool unless he's dead.
Yeah.
So
this next part's not gonna shock you if you don't know.
Right.
That he was dead.
That he's dead.
And man, so dead.
So
in
dead.
the play, he was a lady.
Yes.
Oh.
In the play, they did the thing where, like, whoever can play the role you're in.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Including when Scrooge was a kid, he was a certain ethnicity. When he was an older man, he was a different one. And then when he was even older, he was a third. So, he was a very flexible man.
Yeah. He's very diverse.
Very diverse.
That's excellent.
Yes. But yeah, he's a cold, cold man. And no one understood him. Not even his woman.
Not even his woman. Yeah.
Like even,
so she left him.
Even blind men's dogs are like, it's a good thing you're blind or you'd have to look at this guy.
Well, I think there was something wrong with his nose. Like, he did not look right.
Yeah. Yeah, and they noted him about having forgotten how to... Oh, right, this is a line Fred said. Like, he had stopped seeing men as fellow passengers to the grave, which I thought was a great turn of phrase.
Yeah.
Like, listen, we're all in this shithole together. Like, we're all going to the same place.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like, come to dinner with us. He's like, I'll see you in hell first.
Yep.
Which, one of the things I liked is, like, the very Victorian era, like, editing for it. Like, yeah, basically he told him the most extreme thing you can think of. That's what he said. I won't actually write it out, because that'd be offensive to you, but... Or later, when they're making their business deal, he's like, he's going to whisper it in their ear. I won't tell you how much money I give you. That'd be obscene, but...
It would be.
It would be.
All of it.
But I liked the way that, like, characters that we know from seeing the movies, like, didn't even get named at first. Like, oh, it's his clerk. And his nephew showed up. Like, who cares who they are? He doesn't.
Right.
They're just people.
They don't matter.
Yeah. I liked Marley's idea that, like, the thing people have to do is go and be among their fellow men. And if you didn't do it when you're alive, well, you're fucked. Because that's what you're going to do the rest of your life.
Yeah.
And all the other spirits he saw that night, just being really in agony, they can't help people anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If only I could help somebody, I could stop doing this, but I can't.
Yeah.
So that's their version of hell, I guess.
So make sure you help people, everybody. That way you don't have to go share that fate.
Yeah. Hell is hot and long, so go help some people sometimes.
Yeah.
Ghost of Christmas Past I thought was cool. Like the way they described it as being like childlike, but also kind of an old guy.
Yeah.
With very long and strong arms, like kind that could grip you really hard.
An old guy that's far away.
Yes.
Yeah.
And with like a Lovecraftian number of arms and stuff.
Yeah.
Ever shifted.
Right.
In the play we saw, it was his mother.
Yes, in the play we saw it was his mother, and I could see down his mother's shirt. And so I was distracted.
Oh
but,
my god.
Uh-oh.
I didn't notice that.
Uh-oh.
I'm like, this is my favorite ghost. Yes. And with a bright light on its head that you could put a cap on if you wanted to. But he had treated him to not. But, yeah, so they go back and look at stuff in his past. Like, being left alone with just books as his friend as a kid. And, in particular, Fezziwig's party, where, oh my god, they danced like a motherfucker. Like,
yeah, they did.
There were a number of moves they did, and man, you wouldn't believe it. They did them.
Yeah, they... Oh,
that part, like, I got no idea what you're talking about. They did something.
Lots of fancy dance moves.
Some fancy dance moves. There was, like, the London Bridge thing. Go under the arms. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
But the takeaway from that was, like, at the end when they're cleaning up, and he's like, you know, like, this party cost him, like, £3. And look how happy everybody was. I'm like, yes, employers, please reread this book, employers. Like, you could spend very little money and have a very outsized impact.
Well,
this book's probably banned. They can't read it, I bet.
£3 back then, though, was like $300, so...
Still.
Yeah.
Still.
That's not bad for food and band and all that kind of shit.
Yeah. And
they had a whole pig's head or whatever.
And merriment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You could have a whole pig's head. Or whatever.
They had roasted and boiled.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
You know?
That is fancy.
They had both.
Right?
Yeah. At our Christmas party, we had roasted
a nacho bar.
Which was pretty good still, but...
Yeah.
There was not as much frivolity.
No, that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Bugs don't let you get drunk or anything.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Spend $300 and get us all drunk.
Yeah, that's what my company does, and I love them for it.
That is smart.
That's good. Yeah.
Let's have some poor decisions made. Come on.
Yeah.
Right?
That's what makes memories.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
No one's going to remember taking a selfie with, like, little mustaches you hold up. People are going to remember when someone got too drunk and made an ass of themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or you catch two of your coworkers in the supply closet together. Type of deal. So.
Yeah. Or in their parked car outside.
Yeah.
I'm not thinking of anyone in particular, but, you know.
People are enjoying life.
Yes. But that and him noticing the impact he can have just by, like, lightening his employees' work just a little bit.
Yeah.
Just a little. Just like, let's do less with more.
Right.
Instead of the other way around for once.
Yeah.
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 They had that scene with Belle, which I guess that was her name, or he was just being fond of her, I don't know, but
yeah,
being like, I know you'd never miss a chance to profit off of a dowry, so we're not going to get married.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty harsh.
Way to be a dick.
And then he got to see her playing with all of her kids with her other guy, who's like, I don't care if you have a dowry.
Yeah.
And even here the narrator's like, and those lucky fucking kids, like, were crawling all over her and, like, touching her and stuff. And they were allowed to because they were kids. And I'm not, because I'm a narrator. It's like, what the fuck, narrator? Like, calm down. A very thirsty narrator in this book.
Yeah, well, you know, I didn't get, like, any kind of a creepy sense out of that particular thing.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Like, I really did get the sense that he was just like, you know, it would have been nice just because she's a lovely lady or whatever, and not necessarily like a creepy thing like, oh man, I wish I was a kid so I could. Like,
okay, maybe I'm telling on myself a little bit, but that's how I
would. Looking down Scrooge's mom's shirt.
Yeah, I couldn't help it. We were so high up. She was like right underneath us. Yeah. So anyway, the Christmas present ghost was like Jolly Green Giant guy.
Yeah.
And I like that he lives like for a day. And he's had like 1,800 brothers and sisters.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah. The thing I liked in that section was him being like, well, listen, Mr. Ghost Guy, like, if you're so big on enjoying your life, how can you make everyone go to church? And he's like, well, listen, I don't make them do anything. A lot of people say things in my name, and fuck those guys.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do what you want.
Yeah.
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 And, like, the extra scenes we never really get in the movies, like, going to visit miners and lighthouse keepers and people at sea.
Right.
And, like, everyone can celebrate Christmas.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Even you.
Yeah.
Even
you can get drunk in a lighthouse.
Yeah,
yes,
fine.
That's a Christmas celebration too.
It's a great place to be.
It is.
To be drunk. As long as there aren't any ships coming by.
As long as the light's on doing its thing, you're fine.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. The scenes that they had with the Cratchit family, I wanted to ask everyone, like, how hard was it to make pudding, like, in the 1800s? Like, it seemed like a big deal.
Hard.
I think it was different than the pudding we eat.
I guess so, but like,
plus it should be like a bread pudding thing.
Yeah, it would have been a bread pudding, and like you know, it's gotta kind of cook for a long time.
Figgy pudding is. Yeah, you got to.
I mean, think about it this way. Like you could, like it's gonna steam for a really long time over a fire.
Yeah, and you have to control with wood or coal.
And keep in mind that, like, they don't even have their own oven, right? Like, they gotta send their goose out to an actual baker with an oven to, like, cook it properly. So, like, it is a process that is potentially fraught with peril. And they even brought up the possibility that, like, because they were doing it outside in the shed or whatever, that, like, somebody could have just fucking stolen it.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like any pudding I know. It's got like a tree.
It's like fire coming out of it? Like, what the hell?
It's got like a tree up
No, they mentioned that too, that it was like soaked in brandy and they lit it on fire.
Oh, yeah. This is like, what's it called? Dragon Snap or whatever, like Snapdragon that they would play back in the day.
It's like it's a big moment too, right? Because like if it's too wet, like it's not gonna
flambéed.
Yeah.
Well, everyone agreed that Miss Cratchit did fine.
Yeah, everyone agreed.
Yes.
And it would have been offensive, absolutely offensive, if we said it was too small.
Yeah.
Just.
Yes.
So much so.
Yeah. Yes. None of them were thinking that.
None.
Right.
Not one of them.
No. Certainly wouldn't have said it out loud.
No. No.
Yes. So Tiny Tim is in this book.
Yes.
And he's like the archetype of like the angelic put upon suffering child or whatever.
Yeah.
And I like the note about him coming back from church. I'm like, well, I'm glad everyone saw me there because then they can remember that God heals lame people.
Right.
God, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Little bro, come on now. Which I guess he could consider himself healed because he had like a brace and methods of locomotion, but yeah. And I personally related to Mrs. Cratchit like going the fuck off on her husband's employer.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I do it.
Because my wife does it all the time.
All the time.
All the time. Like, I'm just trying to tell you about my day. She's like, those fucking idiots. Don't know what they're doing over there.
I know.
I will drink to his health only because it's Christmas.
I wouldn't even do that.
Yep.
She's a better wife than me.
Yep.
Yep. I'm glad you agree.
She makes me puddings. She never made me pudding once.
I bought you a
There you go. That's the same.
That's true.
Yeah. It's basically the same.
Basically the same. Yeah. And I don't have to go like down the street to cook it either, so. There's also like a scene that I don't think I've picked up on any of the other versions where right when he's getting ready to leave Christmas Presents Ghost, there's like two monster children with him.
Oh yeah.
Like monstrous deformed children of want and ignorance.
Yeah, they usually leave that out.
Like, look the fuck out for these guys.
Uh-huh.
They'll mess you up.
I've seen that in like some versions of it, but yeah, they usually leave it out.
Yeah. That's complicated, I guess. It's harder to land, but so the Ghost of Christmas Future as always feels very rushed. I was like, I'm tired of this. Like, let's just get this done. Like,
yeah.
You're a bat. Go to hell. You die.
You're going to hell.
Tiny Tim's dead. Everyone's dead. Let Olaf do the retelling of this like he does in the Frozen movies.
Yes. So yeah, the Dementor shows up and points at shit. Scrooge is like very resistant to realizing that it's him who's dead.
Mm-hmm. As you would be, I think.
There's an extra scene in here about, he's like, show me somebody who's happy because this guy, or has a fond memory of this guy who's dead here, who I won't acknowledge as me. And he takes and shows them like some people who owed him a lot of money. I'm like,
yep.
Hot damn, he's dead. Like,
I don't have to pay him.
Even if I don't have to pay him, like surely anyone else will be nicer.
Yep.
Yeah. And the extra scene of like Fred showing up to Bob Cratchit's comforting him after Tim's death. Which I thought, what a good dude that Fred is.
Right?
He's the guy. So yes. Anyway, the book was very enjoyable. With some extra details you might not have picked up on if you ever saw Mickey's Christmas Carol.
Which is the best one?
Well, that's what I was going to ask next. So as far as the movie, like, which one is the best one?
I think Mickey's Christmas Carol is the best one.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Muppets.
I did not like it in the play that we saw, where he, like, and I guess in the book, they don't go to Bob Cratchit's house, but I like that the best. Go bring him the turkey and the toys and hold Tiny Tim in the rocking chair. Like, best part.
Yeah.
Rewrite it.
Well, it would have been weird, I think, for him to show up if he's never, like, paid them a visit before.
Yeah.
Just to bust him, like...
Yeah, your boss just, like, kicks down your door and is like, what's up?
Well, he's like, here's some more laundry for you to do. It made sense.
Yeah, that was original to that version of the story, though, like doing the laundry.
Mickey's Christmas Carol is my favorite. Although when I was little, I remember it felt much longer than it actually is.
It felt like feature length.
It was very short.
Right.
Yeah, I'm going to go out and say that 20 minutes is about the right length of any version of the story. You do not need to belabor it.
The play we saw was good, though.
Play was good. But it had no intermission. Good. Like, they got right through it.
You just had to go.
Yes.
But it was almost 2 hours, so it's like an hour and 45 minutes, so significantly
Well, that's because they stopped and had, like, a party in the middle.
And they had to, like, sing us songs and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Chris, what's your favorite version of Christmas Carol?
Well, my most enjoyable favorite version is, of course, Muppets.
Yeah.
Okay, fair.
But I do actually like the weird Jim Carrey one, too.
Yeah.
And we just watched that a little yesterday. It's kind of scary.
It's very scary.
It is a little bit.
Because of Robert Zemeckis.
It should keep you on your toes a little.
The play was scary too, though. Like, the Marley lady came out of, like, the bed, and she was, like, in chains, and, like, her face looked like dead person, and I was like, oh my god, there's children here. Like, they're gonna be terrified of this.
It is a ghost.
They're ghosts. They should be
She had, like,
scary.
voice changer, so she sounded like demon person. Like, it was like,
I was
like,
That's
oh my
awesome.
god, where's my Mickey's
That's
Christmas
pretty
Carol?
Not here.
It's safe. That's the safe version.
You wanted Goofy to show up?
Yeah. Woohoo! Falling down the steps.
Right.
I like that version more, thinking of, like, Goofy in hell.
Yep.
Scrooge.
Gosh.
They're shoving things where you wouldn't imagine. They never leave you be.
Right.
Yeah, like, my big complaint about the Zemeckis version is that there's too much roller coaster shit going on, which, I mean, I guess
Wasn't
it's not...
that a 3D movie?
Yeah, it's not, like, completely uncalled for, since there's a lot of, like, whisking people around in the story, but I don't know. A little too much to have him, like, running from the ghost of Christmas future for, like, half of an hour. Like, settle down.
It was scary.
Well, I agree with you there.
Settle it down. And, Bob Cratchit looking like, Tim Howard.
Why was he a hobbit in that version? He was
I don't
so
know,
tiny.
because he was Gary Oldman, and most everyone else looked like who they were, like...
Did not look like Gary Oldman.
I question your decisions, Robert Zemeckis.
Yeah, he looked like a hobbit.
I like that it's creepy.
It is creepy.
It should be a scary ghost story, but with some redemption in there.
Yeah.
At least for a movie adaptation.
You should be being threatened with hell for the rest of your life because you're a shithead.
Yep.
Yeah.
I've also encouraged people to behave better.
You gotta scare the shit out of them.
What we do.
Yep. What do you think, other Chris?
I also, Muppets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Muppets is pretty good.
It's just adorable and fun.
I actually only watched the Mickey Christmas Carol once, and I was young enough that I was actually pretty traumatized by it.
Yeah.
I think like the fucking like showing him the grave at the end.
Yeah,
that was kind of scary.
Same thing with Scrooged.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Which I do like that movie a lot, but yeah, when I saw it when I was younger, like him being cremated and like trying to pull his own casket out of the fire, like that's pretty fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in particular, that ghost scared the shit out of me too.
I don't think
that's why that one's a good grown-up adaptation.
Well, I know what we're watching tonight.
Yeah, watch.
Is that old?
It's old enough.
Yeah,
it's like 80s.
Yeah, late 80s.
I saw that one. Is it a cartoon?
No, it's Bill Murray.
No, it's live action. Bill Murray.
Mm-hmm.
It's great.
Yep.
I like it in Muppets how it's like the Muppets are in one movie and Michael Caine is like in a completely different movie.
That's what makes it great.
It together.
It really highlights how much of a separation he's got from everybody else in town.
Exactly.
It's like they say, when he filmed it, he treated it as this completely serious production. Well, the Muppets were his fellow actors.
Exactly.
So that's how he acts.
And he did a good job.
You know, also, I think that, like, I don't know, like, if you ever, again, like, I don't know, see bloopers and outtakes from, like, Muppets or Sesame Street, like, you really do get the sense, you know.
Yeah.
Like, they're in fucking character. It's great.
Yeah.
Yes. They are actors.
Yes.
Well, I always love, too, just as an aside, when people bring that up, the corollary to that is Tim Curry, when he did, like, Muppet Treasure Island or something, acted like he was another Muppet. So,
right. Yeah.
Like, that's great.
And speaking of Muppets, on my TikTok yesterday, Kermit the Frog reminded me that Bob Cratchit made like 15 shillings a month or whatever. And in today's money, that would have been $18 an hour.
Yeah.
So even Ebenezer Scrooge pays more than minimum wage.
Oh, snap!
Yep. So.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that was barely enough because of the overpriced housing.
Right.
In London, because there's so many people that rush there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All of his goddamn kids are everywhere. But
that's why housing and poverty was so bad, because they didn't have enough housing, and so many people lived there, and they all had huge families.
Yeah. Well, maybe they'll hurry up and die, though, said Scrooge.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Take care of the surplus or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, don't worry, old man, you're going to die alone in your bed.
And they're going to steal your shirt.
Things.
The literal shirt off your back.
But not anymore, because he's going to change his ways.
Right.
I like it how he's going to change his ways, and so therefore he's just not going to die, I guess. That's just...
Well, but
no,
yeah,
he will,
because
but like
they said he
later.
died early because no one tended to him while he was sick.
Yeah.
It was like the next year.
You know what, though?
Right.
He probably could die anyway with people tending to him. You just don't know.
That's
you know
true.
which way it's going to go.
He was living.
Yeah, but I mean,
this way at least he's not going to spend eternity like Marley.
Yeah, probably not going to do that.
And yeah, like also maybe people aren't going to steal his shit, and like maybe people aren't going to like, say horrible shit about him after he's dead.
The Muppets aren't going to sing a song about how much of a jerk you are just walking down the street.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The other one I was going to mention, aside from the ones we talked about already, is the movie we watched last year, Spirited.
Oh, yeah.
With Will Ferrell and
Ryan Reynolds.
Mm-hmm. Was pretty good. It wasn't a direct adaptation of Christmas Carol, but it was kind of like the idea of there being like a Christmas Carol situation for shitheads every year.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Where they would go through and find the key things from your past that would make you realize why you're such a jerk, and then show them to you. And notable, if only for like Ryan Reynolds' Ghost of Christmas Past being a lady that he fucked.
Ah.
Like, instead of like looking at his past, so someone else had to sub in for her, so. Like, they bang immediately, so. Anyway.
You should watch it.
It is funny.
It's fun.
It's fun and
funny.
funny.
They sing a good afternoon song. That's amazing.
They do pay a visit back to Dickensian England and talk about how saying good afternoon was basically like telling someone to fuck off. Sing a whole
good
song
afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Storm out.
I've said that in the play many times. I'm like, oh shit.
He hates these guys. He wants them to have a good
afternoon. Get the fuck out.
Get out. All right. So, any other final thoughts about Christmas Carol?
It's a delightful story that people should read.
Yeah.
So they understand all the movie adaptations better and can pick out their favorites. And I don't know.
Yeah.
Just remember the importance of being a better human.
Yeah. Use it for a bit of self-reflection.
Yeah. Right.
Good luck with that.
Don't value money over everything, because then you'll be alone in the end.
Yes. Just remember having contact with other humans is important.
Yeah. It is, for your psychological well-being.
Yeah. I saw a thing the other day that was like, even just going out and talking to people at stores sometimes, like, does wonders for your mental health.
Yeah.
So you don't have to make friends with the late night gas station attendants if you don't want to, but in general,
if you go all the time, eventually you will, because you see each other all the time.
Yeah.
And they're like, hey, blue shirt type of deal, something like that. And they'll surprise you. If you get a consistent order, they might have it ready for you.
Yeah. Just say something nice to people every once in a while, like strike a conversation up or something.
Right. Like, and donate all your money to charity.
Well, they didn't even say it was going to be all of it. Like, just a considerable number of back payments were going to be included.
Well, giving makes people feel better, so.
Yeah, it's true.
It's a win-win.
Yeah. And give back to your employees if you can.
Get them drunk.
Give them a 3 this year. Like, be charitable. Give them a 3.
Yeah, give them a 3. Make sure they have a real break and don't have to do interim analysis of
Yes.
reading standards from the state of North Carolina because they can only track progress with data, apparently.
Yep.
You'll be
Can't
shocked
just trust the teachers.
how much of a impact on productivity it can be to give people an actual fucking break.
Yeah.
Where they don't have to work at all or sign in and do a little thing here or there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway. Danielle, do you have anything else that's good? Nope.
Oh, okay.
I'm hungry.
You kind of
I
covered
want to have
it.
lunch.
Me too.
You kind of covered it with your what was the Hallmark movie you recommended we all watch?
Oh yeah,
Holiday
Hotline.
Yeah.
Holiday.
If you see it, guys, take the time and watch that.
2 Hallmark channels have showed up in our favorites lists on our TV, and I'm not pleased about that.
We can delete them after Christmas.
Okay.
I just wanted to have easy access because for a while there wasn't any Christmas movies on,
That's true.
so that's the only one that was showing them. So I had to watch those.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Haven't seen Elf nearly enough this year.
No,
It's not on the TV channels anymore. We have to play it ourselves. I've seen Home Alone 1 and 2 1,000 times, and the different Grinches, which I mean we do love the Grinch movie.
Yeah. Yep.
But they're mixing in Frozen and Frozen 2, and those aren't really Christmas movies.
No, 1 is definitely in the summer.
Yeah.
And 2 is Thanksgiving, so.
That's what was on last night. I'm Holiday Baking Championship, and my kid was like, this is boring. Can we put something else on? I want to see what they're going to make with this puff pastry.
Yeah. They'll make a stocking.
God, what are we making? I want to eat that.
Cool.
Eat it.
So, Holiday Baking Championship is what's good.
Yeah.
Right on
Baking
Holiday Hotline.
And Holiday Hotline on the Hallmark Channel.
Okay.
What about you, Chris?
Well, my favorite stupid holiday movies are those Christmas Prince movies on Netflix.
Oh my god.
The ones with Vanessa Hudgens? Oh, no. That's not that one.
The girl from iZombie.
Oh.
I don't know.
I hear that.
And it's some fake country. It's kind of like Princess Diaries and shit. Except
Sure,
she's
that
not a
wasn't with
princess.
Vanessa Hudgens.
No, you're
But
thinking
she
of...
becomes, engaged to the prince of some made-up country, and then is the queen, and then has a baby. That's the 3 movies.
Oh my god.
Oh, Rose McIver? Is that her name?
Yeah, that's it.
I don't know her. Okay, I guess we haven't seen these.
Well, then your homework is to watch iZombie.
Yeah, there's one. It's like the something Switch.
Oh, Princess Switch. That's right.
Yeah, those are Christmassy movies though.
So that's always my fun, stupid ones. And we've watched other stuff too. Brittany's really into Christmas, so we started having to watch shit after Thanksgiving. She wanted to start watching it when it hit November, but I'm like, no.
Yeah.
We have done the annual watching of Elf.
Yeah.
Christmas Story. We did the Home Alones.
Yeah.
1 and 2, the only ones worth watching.
Yeah, you don't watch the other ones.
No, we don't talk about the other ones.
Right. We watched A Nightmare Before Christmas last night.
Yeah.
So that was fun. There's a few probably left to go.
Mm.
We're going to the movies tomorrow night, apparently. I think to see Godzilla -1 or whatever it's called.
Ooh.
That is excellent.
I want to see that.
And I can throw that out there as my something good.
Nice.
I suppose.
Go for it.
That Rebel Moon's coming out.
Yeah.
Part 1. I'm looking forward to that. So.
All right.
What about Wonka?
No. Don't really give a shit.
We're gonna go see that, I guess.
Sorry.
Timothée Chalamet.
I wanted Dune instead. That should have been out except for the writer's strike.
Why'd they hold it? It was supposed to already be out.
Denis Villeneuve wanted to show solidarity for the strike because Guild.
But it's over.
Well, it's now over.
Yeah, they pushed it.
Yeah.
He was holding it hostage. For release until the strike was over. So then it has a release date, but I think it's in March or something now.
Yep.
I want to see The Color Purple too, but that's released on Christmas Day.
Yeah.
Not my mom, I think, would have liked to see that, but it's Christmas Day.
We can still do it.
And then on Christmas Eve, I signed up for Temple's Chinese and a movie night.
Nice.
So that'll be fun. So 6 o'clock Chinese dinner, and then we're watching The Princess Bride.
A Jewish tradition.
Yeah, the most Jewish of holiday traditions. Getting Chinese food on Christmas.
I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
Right.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun.
Cool. So tell us about Godzilla -1.
Oh, man. Okay. So...
It was not in English, right?
No, it is a Japanese movie.
Godzilla in Japanese.
Like most of the Godzilla movies.
Yeah.
It So it's I suppose you could call it a prequel of sorts because it is.
Oh yeah.
I mean, and it's kind of there in the title, right? Godzilla -1, like kind of a nice thing, but it's basically it starts right at the end of World War II.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
and it. Like, if you're gonna go see it, I don't want to spoil it too much. Okay. But basically, I will say that it is, I think on Rotten Tomatoes, it is the third best rated Godzilla movie. And
nice.
I do agree with it. Of the ones that I've seen, I would put it as the third best.
Mm-hmm.
And the themes that it deals with are sort of like survivor's guilt and like unfinished business and like self-sacrifice and survival.
Interesting.
It
sounds good.
Yeah, like all the best Godzilla movies, like it's not really about Godzilla, it's about like the human drama and sort of the commentary on society, I think.
Yeah.
Right.
If you're used to like a certain type of Godzilla movie that's more about like just effects and destruction and like that kind of thing, like maybe this isn't one that you're going to go for.
Right.
But
it's like an old style.
Yeah, and I would say that like it's pretty melodramatic.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that the emotions are effective, like they affected me.
Yeah.
Maybe it's the kind of thing where I don't know if you're the type of person like I am, you watch this movie and you're kind of like I'm not crying, you're crying, shut up. Like, it's that kind of fucking
Yeah.
Like
oh no, I cry all the time at movies now.
Like
I cried at the play where we were at, and I was in the third row looking down someone's shirt.
Yeah, there you go. You were like, it's just so beautiful.
Right.
Yeah. But no, like, so the, I don't know. It's got a strong message, and like it could have been done differently to make it a little bit more serious than melodramatic, but I think overall it really works well.
Nice.
And people should check out Godzilla -1. Yeah. Especially if they liked the other two highly rated ones. The original Godzilla.
Yeah.
Which I'll recommend if you haven't seen that.
It is a classic.
And Shin Godzilla, the one that was made by Hideaki.
Oh my god, it's so weird and delightful.
Yeah, it's excellent. And Shin Godzilla, is like captures kind of like the post-Fukushima, like, government failure of Japan.
And, that's a great way to describe it.
And the original Godzilla captures this sort of, like, nuclear insecurity of Japan. And, like, and this one, Godzilla -1, I would say, captures this sort of, like, this sort of, like, post-war conflicted feelings, I guess.
Yeah.
Of, like dealing with the, I don't know, kind of having like the, like no moral high ground to be on, and like, how do you kind of rethink who you are as a country a little bit? And like,
interesting.
Yeah, it's really good.
Nice.
Cool.
I'll have to see if I can sneak out while Sue's in town and see that.
Yeah.
Right.
Do it.
I also need to see Boy and the Heron sometime this week, too.
I need to see that as well, yeah.
Yeah. Danielle needs to go with me.
To what?
The Boy and the Heron.
Yeah, I'll go see it.
Yeah.
I like
nice.
Let's go right now.
We don't have time. I have to take Levi to the eye doctor. We have to go to lunch.
Well, make him take himself. He's got Uber.
We need to get to getting.
Go pull those kids out of school right now.
I don't think he's quite old enough to do that on,
He's fine.
Maybe he is. I don't know.
You tell the principal there's a family emergency, and then you go see a fucking movie.
Yeah.
Hey,
do that later.
I'm taking the lesson of the Christmas Carol to heart. I'm going to spend time with my loved ones.
You should. And your kid would love you for that. Levi would love you pulling out of school and go to the movie.
Yes.
Later.
So, yeah. The book I wanted to mention was one I picked up when I was in St. Louis last. It's called This Is How You Lose the Time War. And it's written by Amal El-Motar and Max Gladstone.
Mm-hmm.
So it's also kind of a short book, but the idea is it's these two, like, I don't know, time spies that are constantly doing time travel shit and fucking with each other. So, like, the idea is they both work for competing, basically, future versions of the world. One being, like, robot apocalypse future, where everyone's like Battle Angel Alita, and one being like, I don't know, weird druid, like, nature spirit. And they are constantly traveling back in time to affect things, to, like, trim the time branches of the future and make it so that their team wins.
Mm-hmm.
And so it follows kind of a pattern for a while where it's like, here's the setup with someone who's only ever named Red or Blue, and what they did, like, to get in good with Genghis Khan so that they could make sure that he did or didn't conquer Asia or whatever. And then they find a letter from the other one that was written in increasingly complicated ways, and basically tell them, like, yeah, we figured out what you're doing and we fucked you, so haha, eat shit. So, like, things like one of them traveling back and writing their message in the rings of a tree. So, like, they would come back each year and scar the tree so that when you cut a cross section later, there'd be a letter in it. That kind of, like, time travel fuckery. But it is really interesting where it goes from there and how they kind of develop a type of friendship and the lengths that ends up going. And, of course, since it's time travel, you know, the different interconnected ways they've already influenced each other that you uncover was really good and very satisfying. And I always think the mark of a good time travel book is if you feel like you want and need to go back and reread the beginning again. So it checked that box for me, at least.
Nice.
So yeah, really good. Nice and short, too. Cool. And just like as a throwaway note, like, it's described on the book as being sapphic because both of those characters are women and they develop a relationship, except kind of doesn't matter that they're women at all because that never comes into play. So I don't know.
Right.
Kind of weird to just throw it on there as if that was interesting.
Yeah.
Like, I don't really remember if they ever even actually, like, meet each other in any sort of... Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, gets a recommendation from me.
Nice.
Cool.
Nice. And now Danielle wants to eat a meal.
We gotta go, because I have to pick up Levi at 2.
Oh, shit.
It's already 12:15.
You guys are technically at work, too.
Yeah, we'll go too long. I'm hungry.
You gotta get a refill on your scotch if you're gonna go back to work.
That's right.
Okay, that almost wraps up the session for today. But before we close out, there is one more person who wanted to weigh in. Hey, Levi.
Yeah?
You read A Christmas Carol, right?
I did.
The play, right?
I read, like, until, like, he was going with the Coast of Christmas Past, and then I read, like, a play of it.
What'd you think?
I thought it was really boring.
You thought it was really boring? Why was it boring?
It had too many big boy words. I didn't understand them.
Big boy words?
Yeah, like, I can't really think of a good example right now, but, like, they were saying something, and it just was, like, words on a page, and I didn't understand.
Fair.
Also, the concept is just kind of boring in general, in my opinion.
You didn't like the concept?
No.
No. Was it scary?
No.
Oh. It wouldn't be scary if your friend came back from hell and was like, oh my god, you're messing up your life.
No, not really.
Oh, okay. So you're not going to change your ways and, like, keep Christmas in your heart?
I guess.
Okay, fair enough. Would you recommend it to all your friends?
No.
Oh.
All my friends didn't like it because we had to read it for school.
Did you get to watch a movie version?
Yeah, we watched the Disney animated one, like the 3D one.
Oh, with Jim Carrey?
Yeah.
Yeah. What did you think of that?
He looked kind of goofy.
Did you ever see the Mickey's one?
Yes, that one's the best one.
Okay. Did you ever see the Muppets one?
Yeah, I watched like half of it. Oh. That one's pretty good.
Okay, fair enough. Which one's your favorite?
The Mickey one.
All right.
Because it's short, like you don't have like an entire movie out of it, and Scrooge McDuck is just the bomb.com.
All right, well, thank you for your opinion, sir.
Yes, anytime.
All right. Okay, now that was our session for today. Homework for this time? As always, the holidays can be a tough time, so if you're able, find some time to get together with friends, family, your pets, anyone you hold dear, and enjoy each other's company. Maybe get a game of Blind Man's Bluff, or Yes, No going, huh? Or pass around a spiked punch. Or send us a message on social and we'll wish you season's greetings, and God bless us, everyone. Today's episode was forged in life, made link by link and yard by yard by the ghosts of Chris Ham, Other Chris Jacobson, Danielle Neither Chris Rowe. It was edited by me, Travis Rowe, and was sponsored by no one in particular. Until next time, keep fucking reading. I've offended Chris Ham.
Yeah, he had to leave.
It's because he's Jewish.
Oh, sorry, Chris Ham.
Too much Christmas talk.
Too much Christmas talk.